Welcome. This is a narrated experience report sourced from narrated.org, a public archive of psychoactive experience reports shared for educational and harm reduction purposes. This video is not an endorsement, not medical advice, and does not encourage illegal activity. Listener discretion is advised. On withdrawals and spiritual death. LSD trip report. This experience was submitted under the username arpedout66. Reported age 18. Reported gender male. I was addicted to oxycodone for about 6-9 months before I heard about a miracle drug called Suboxone. The doctor put me on this drug, starting at 30 mg daily, for about 1 year. The honeymoon with this drug lasted at least 6-8 of those months. I felt good. I literally felt like I was having the most clear-headed, sober and productive day, every day while taking this drug. It didn't produce a true high. Its high was simply a feeling of normalcy. Unfortunately, this feeling of being clean and sober was a lie. I began to notice that I was losing the ability to gain anything from psychedelics such as LSD. I felt like my spirituality had been destroyed. I took LSD one night and felt like an empty void, like I was brain dead. This was unusual because I have had great spiritual and colourful experiences with psychedelic drugs in the past, before my chronic opiate use and especially before my Suboxone treatment. During this LSD trip I decided to quit. I sat down during winter break with a bag of kind bud and plenty of time on my hands to withdraw. I figured it would be like oxycodone withdrawal, lasting about 7 days with the peak amount of unpleasant effects at about day 3 or 4. The first day wasn't too difficult. Neither was the second. By the third, I could really feel my body missing the drug. The withdrawal became worse and increasingly more difficult with each passing day. I made it to day 7 before I freaked out, realizing there was no end in sight, and took the drug again. Months later I went to rehab for 30 days, but also spent 7 days in a detox unit at a hospital beforehand. There were people in there who did over 200 of oxycodone a day and others who had $300 a day heroin addictions who kept telling me, "Don't worry, the worst of opiate withdrawal is over in 15 days. You will feel like a whole new person by the time you get out of here." It has now been about 4 months since my last Suboxone dose, and I still feel the same way I did a month after I stopped taking it. Every day I feel lethargic, depressed, physically uncomfortable as hell, cold sweats, shivers, the whole shebang. Even when I relapse on oxycodone, I can still feel the withdrawals of Suboxone during the high. That's about as fucked up as it gets, ladies and gentlemen. This drug would have been fantastic if it had been given to me for about a month or 2 while being steadily tapered down, but it wasn't. And now here I am, almost a totally useless and highly dysfunctional human being to say the least. I hope you found this experience report informative and enjoyable. Thank you for listening.